a six pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six pack.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 249 of Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. I'm your host, as always. I'm Tyler, and join me, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
I am doing fantastic at the moment, Tyler. Busy work week, culminating inside of a good podcast. Yeah, this is exactly the type of R&R I need.
Yes. Yes.
But as far as like a personal stand front right now, it's like I am in the midst of creating a new project. It's nothing gaming related, but it's something that I'm excited to say I haven't done in a few years.
Is it Project Gabo? Are you starting your own? Is this like your own cardboard box thing you're doing?
Oh no, but we will be getting into some in just a moment.
Okay. Let me know when Gabo comes out, because I'm gonna buy that day one.
Well, yeah. Well, anyway, about the project at hand and stuff, it's going to be something that I'm going to upload onto Facebook and on YouTube as well, because I'm kind of curious to see how the reactions will be. Because it's like I said before, this is something that I have not personally done in a couple of years. Some people will be excited. Some people will actually know this is probably the first time they've ever, like, you know, seen content by me in this way. So it's going to be kind of a new experiment, sort of say. So you heard it here from folks. It's like Colonel Gables has got himself a new spark and a new project. Nothing gamer related.
Oh God. Gables is getting the old Limp Bizkit cover band back together. Can't wait.
Could you just imagine that? All of a sudden it's just me inside of a video or something like that with fucking Fred Durst.
You know what? I was going to say I'd pay money to listen to that, but when you brought Fred Durst, I would no longer pay money for that. So.
No, it's got to be Jonathan Davis from Korn.
Okay, that's fine. Well, we can live with that. As long as Fred Durst isn't there.
Yeah, along with this beatboxing and all that other shit. But anyway, enough about me. It's like, how have you been, Tyler?
Doing all right. A little tired. We're recording on a Friday night.
Yeah.
So, long day of work. Long week of work. Still kind of crunch time. But doing okay. Don't have to work tomorrow, so that's nice.
Yes.
I'm drinking a, I was going to say nice beverage. I don't know if I like it or not. It's a weird, it's a beer. It's just got a weird aftertaste to it, and I don't know quite what it is. It's like cherries and strawberries and caramel and like it tastes like 50 different things kind of mashed into one. And yeah, it's something. I don't know. It's this local brewery called Mistress. And I've never seen it before. And I'm just like, cool. It's something new. Because I've pretty much tried all the stuff that looks interesting to me at my local store. So,
so you go upon something to try your luck or something on something called the Mistress, and it just turns out to be a fruity drink.
You know, sometimes things just get a little tired in the bedroom. You got to mix things up a little bit. You got to make it a little different. So.
Yeah, true.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Finding some weird stuff now, I guess. No, it's actually brewed here in Iowa, though, Ankeny, so that's kind of cool.
That's a good positive.
Yeah, supporting the local breweries. But no, I'm doing all right. I was telling Gables a little before the show, I have played like pretty much nothing this week. I have been actually so tired that I don't even want to invest time like playing an actual game of Madden. So when I play Madden,
oh, now you know it's bad.
Yeah, so I've been playing Madden, but I just play practice mode for like 30-minute stretches. I'm just like I don't want to like try to figure out like deal with like 3rd and 10s and should I run or pass here. I'm just gonna pick random play and I'll just play practice mode for half an hour. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And I kind of started watching Arrested Development again. So that's
there you go.
That's pretty exciting. That's a great show. And then I went back into Fire Emblem Warriors. I'm almost done with that.
Awesome.
So I had played a little bit, I guess, but I played that like earlier in the week though. But yeah, I played a little bit of that. I mentioned it last week. I actually did jump on the deal for Nier Automata. Picked that up for like, I think it was like $23 with my Gamer Club thing at Best Buy. And I pre-ordered the Detective Pikachu amiibo.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I saw it on Best Buy. I'm like, yep, that's the thing. That's the thing I'm getting. So I've been buying a lot of stuff. I just haven't had time to play any of that stuff. But Gables, what have you been playing, buddy?
Well, it's been sort of like light in terms of how many games. I have been more or less spending all my time upon one game, playing it with a bunch of friends, and that is Dead by Daylight, the same game that I was talking about last week. At this moment in time, I have invested 30 hours into Steam playing Dead by Deadlight. I gotta admit, going through, practicing little bits without some of my friends around, and all of a sudden playing with them and then just doing things, it's just like completely different in terms of like an experience with that I've personally have done. You know, someone who's a very big advocate of like single player gaming and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. For what it's worth and stuff, there have been some funny moments that I have encountered. One actually occurred while I was trying to stream a bit yesterday on my Twitch channel, which is Colonel Gables, for those that are interested. Basically, what happened was, towards the end of my stream...
Like, follow, subscribe.
Yep. Like, follow, subscribe.
Accept a request.
I will also accept a bribe. Anyway... towards the end of the stream, I encountered a player that was playing as a killer, and basically I caught it on stream where it's like, I was recording the ping of a lot of my matches and stuff were like, very high, like inside the 200-300 range and stuff like that. The highest I saw was like 900 and something, so I decided to drop out from a lot of them. But the one match that I was talking about, that I'm going to be getting into, is I am playing on the map, and we're playing against this killer and stuff, and the killer grabs me, puts me on the hook, and all of a sudden it's like I immediately die. I mean, I basically just died right then and there. And I found that strange because basically in order to die in that game, it's one of either a couple of ways. One, you could be pretty much bludgeoned to death by a particular killer with certain weapons, or you could lose all of your stamina stuff or health by trying to struggle and escape out of, like, the hook. So, funny part about it is, after that match ended, I saw a message pop up about an anti-cheating thing going on, so I think that Steam discovered that one of the guys that was doing that was, like, cheating or something, and all of a sudden just, like, took him off.
Good.
Well, I know, that's good news and stuff, but I've had various fun experiences with Dead by Daylight so far, in my experience. What's kind of funny, there was a match where I was playing as a survivor, and I'm the only one left. I find a hatch, which basically means that I find a way out without having to power on all the generators in order to exit out the exits. So I'm waiting there, and I'm constantly just, like, moving back and forth between, like, a couple of wooded brushes to another, and all of a sudden it's like, I see the last survivor or something, like, way across the map, or suddenly gets knocked down, put on a hook, he eventually dies, and all of a sudden, to my surprise, the hatchet opens, and I'm like, oh, so that's how that works. And when you know it and stuff, as soon as he died, hatch open, and I escaped out of the hatch, and all of a sudden in the chat and after the match, it's like, oh man, well played. So there's been moments like that. There have been moments where I go through certain matches and I just accumulate blood points, or these blood stain type of things, where I can improve upon this particular type of skill trees, so I can earn perks, I could earn like different items to help in terms of battling against like killers and stuff like that. And I gotta admit though, I mean, the amount of depth inside this online game is really good in terms of like content variety, the way you want to run specific survivors and stuff. It's very adequate in terms of how it's presented. Now, there are some points that I've experienced where things can be a little bit of a drag. One, if you're mostly by yourself playing, it's going to get kind of like a little bit dull and kind of uninspired if you play like a specific way. But with a group of friends, it's a much more palatable experience. And also, if you try to go like immediately with, say, like beginner characters, say like a Meg or a Claudette, which those are like two of like a couple other different survivors that you have access to from the get-go. It's like, okay, you got to go through, you got to raise these characters to specific levels. You have to earn their teachables. Apparently, each survivor has like about 2 or 3 teachable perks or something that you can transfer to other survivors, and it just becomes like a little game here of like, okay, if I raise my character enough and stuff and get certain perks that I want, I can give it to another character and do this and do that. So a bit of the whole complicated matter that is like Dead by Daylight, it adds more replayability, adds more like experimentation, and I gotta admit, I did not think for one moment when I first bought that game I would be that heavily invested in it. But, yeah, as far as other games and stuff like that, like I said before, haven't even touched any. So that's basically it for what I've been playing, Tyler.
That's cool. I'm glad you're still enjoying that. Getting, it's always nice when those games come out of nowhere and you just kind of get hooked on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, though. Yeah, kind of. Wow, that was really quick what we've been playing segment there. Might have been the fastest ever.
I think so.
Yeah, just that. It's January. If there really isn't much of a slow period anymore in gaming. But I guess if you got to pinpoint one, it's probably end of the year, beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So
honestly, I kind of view it as this point, Tyler. It's like you basically yourself kind of create the slow period, whereas like you gotta manually just look at the games like, you know what, I'm not going to spend any time on that, or hey, I'm probably going to get back to that probably months from now. There's no rush, It's like you got to create the wait period now because the companies, the gaming companies, the big major like AAA developers and stuff, they want you constantly buying stuff. So
yeah. Well, you got like Monster Hunter and shit coming out next week now.
Yeah, no shit.
It's starting up again. We're right back in it. It felt like it just ended, but this time next week we'll already be it'll be the beginning of the crazy season for gaming. It won't end until Thanksgiving. Probably. Sounds like at this rate. Yay. It's a good problem to have though, I guess. Yep. Yeah, but moving on to I guess some of the news going out there. I think we'll cover the big one last. Actually, we'll get through some of the smaller stuff first because we can knock it out very quickly. But first up is one of my favorite segments to do every month. It is the previous month's MPD numbers. So going over sales figures for the previous month, and this one actually will have the top 10 selling games of 2017.
Interesting.
In it, yeah. So real quick, going over. The top 20 games that are top 20 selling games of December. At number 19 and 20 was Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I'm very tired. I'm sorry. Number 18 was Sims 4. 17 was Just Dance 2018. Wow. 16 Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is pretty surprising. 15 Need for Speed Payback. 14 Splatoon 2. 13 Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. 12 was Destiny 2, but Destiny 2 did not include PC numbers.
There you go.
So who knows? Yeah, that probably made a big difference there. 11 was FIFA 18. 10 was GTA 5. 9 was Zelda Breath of the Wild, but that does not include... Nintendo never includes digital sales in any of their... They don't release digital sales numbers. So, yeah. 8 was Assassin's Creed Origins. 7 was PUBG, but that was for Xbox One. That does not include PC sales because that should be on the top 10 list every month since it came out. Number 6, Madden NFL 18. Number 5, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. 4, NBA 2K18. 3, Mario Odyssey. 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2. And number 1, no big surprise there with number 1 and 2, I guess. But number 1 is Call of Duty 2. Call of Duty World War 2. Jeez, can't do numbers today. But yeah, those are our top 20 selling games for the month of December. There's some pretty surprising numbers or placements in there. Like we look at like GTA 5 is I think it's sold over 85 million copies now, close to 90 million copies.
It's also going down the list, too, if you've noticed, because it's no longer inside the top 7 sort of aspect. Now it's drifting down the top 20 lists.
Yeah, I guess though, not too much surprise there. I've seen the fact that November, December is when the big games, like the big guns come out. You get the Call of Duty, Star Wars, Assassin's Creed, NBA 2Ks, all that. So October, November, December, I guess makes sense. But still to fall in the top 10 there when you still got, Destiny 2, FIFA 18 is one of the highest selling games in the entire world. I think it's still shocking to me though how well it's selling. But to see Mario Odyssey, the number 3 selling game of December, is really surprising to me. And Mario Kart 8 at number 5, that's incredible. I think that just shows how well. I mean, Nintendo's got 3 games in the top 9 with Breath of the Wild number 9.
Yeah.
That game's been out since March. So probably I think might be like one of the oldest games on the list outside of GTA 5 was to be in the top 20 was Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yep.
And then I think that's pretty cool. There's some decent drop offs there. You got like Assassin's Creed Origins at 8, seeing PUBG at 7. I think it's fairly surprising coming out. I guess it came out early December, but still. For a game that's not even officially out, and I think it's already sold over 2 million copies in the month of December. I think it's pretty incredible. I am curious to see how the Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon game sold though, because I haven't actually looked at review. Did it review well?
The games actually did review well in terms of like the quality stuff. The reasoning I feel behind the not so much of like the sales and with them subsequently being on the bottom end of the top 20 is because they are considered the definitive editions of Sun and Moon, the original ones. So they're largely sort of like the same type of story, but there are multiple different types of content and stuff. So as far as reviews go, they actually reviewed fairly well, but the feedback and also the acceptance from like major Pokemon fans has been sort of mixed at best, where it's like a lot of them like a lot of the new content that's inside there, but a lot of some of the hardcore fans too feel like it's just exactly like the original Sun and Moon. There's hardly any type of other like instrumental like changes other than the fact that there's a different alternative sort of story mode with like with Necrozma, the big old legendary and stuff like that influences like either Solgaleo or Lunala or something like that based upon what you choose. Plus the whole after game content is different than Sun and Moon, so it's like, yeah, it's pretty much like a double-edged sword at this point. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Do you think it's better than like the Pokemon Y and Pokemon Crystals of the world? Would you rather have one of those, or do you think the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is better?
To be perfectly honest with you, like from a technical standpoint and from overall content, I feel that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are kind of like 2 third versions of like a game. Let's just put this into example. Imagine if, say, for Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire, instead of just having Emerald, the third game, that third game was actually split into 2. That's kind of like how I feel with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I kind of feel that these were the games that they initially want to put out, but they had to spend more time try to develop the new game for Switch. That's what it kind of feels like.
Yeah, especially because I guess Nintendo was got a lot of pressure on Game Freak to get that out as soon as possible.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that, kind of hearing talks about that. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that game sooner rather than later. And it kind of, it's a game we've all been wanting for over 20 years now. Yes. I don't know. I'd almost rather I would gladly wait another year to get the right game than get it. I'd rather wait until 2020 than 2019 to get the better game.
Yeah.
But I was just kind of curious. So basically, it feels like they should have just made one big game instead of two of them.
I agree, and that's the only reason why I feel that they've released Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon the way they did is because they wanted to tide people over until Pokemon Switch.
Yeah. Oh, and I wonder if maybe there's a bit of a... I mean, obviously I don't know how well it's selling compared to the other ones, but I haven't heard any... Usually when it sells, when these games sell really well, you hear a lot about them.
Yep.
We heard about how well X and Y sold, how well Sun and Moon sold last year, and they're saying these are best-selling Pokemon games ever. I wonder if there's maybe a Pokemon fatigue coming out right now. Where what you think about, we've had 4 Pokemon games released in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
When you got X and Y in 2013, then we got Ruby and Sapphire in 14, 15. I don't think we got anything, and then 16 and 17. Now we've gotten Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. So.
To be perfectly honest with you, we've gotten Pokemon games in certain values since like I want to say 2013.
Yeah.
2000. Well, actually, it's been sort of like a pattern, like since since like Black and White or something like that, where they release the game, then all of a sudden, like about a year or two later or something like that, there's like another subsidiary, like the game version or some, or two of them or whatever. So it kind of would be possible. Actually, I do believe that it's possible that some people are just now fatigued, especially since the sequels are like basically sort of like Game of the Year versions of the same games released the year previous go forth and release, and it's like, oh, I've already played this.
Yeah. Well, and plus they've released the Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. Was it last year? And then,
they did Gold and Silver last year as well, and Crystals this year.
Yeah. Yeah, Crystal Link's like, is that next week? So
I guess so. I
like
honestly had not been keeping tabs with it.
I know it's either late January or it's sometime in February. I can't remember.
Probably late January.
But yeah. So it was interesting to see that far down the list so soon. But scrolling down here to the top 10 selling games of 2017. Number 10, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number 9, Mario Odyssey. Number 8, Star Wars Battlefront 2. 7, Gable's favorite game of all time, Ghost Recon Wildlands. Number 6, GTA 5. Number 5, Zelda Breath of the Wild. Number 4, Madden NFL 18. 3 is Destiny 2, but once again does not include PC numbers. 2 is NBA 2K18. And number 1, Call of Duty World War II.
Wow.
So, I guess not too surprising. Like as far as like as great as last year was for gaming, in the end, it's all the pretty much every single one of these has, it's a mainstream title. It's these are long running franchises. So, in the end, I guess not always the cream does not always rise to the top. So maybe Macho Man Randy Savage was wrong there about that one. Rest in peace, Macho Man Randy Savage. Sorry, but that's cool to see. That's crazy to see that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's a remake or up-res version of a 2014 game,
right?
Being one of the 10 best-selling games of the year. Seeing Battlefront 2 so far down, number 8, behind Breath of the Wild, a game that's on the Wii U with 13 million, on the Switch with at this point now about 10 million. Battlefront 2 is on PC, Xbox One, PS4. I am curious. I know I don't think we got sales figures yet, but I still want to see the numbers for that at this point. So it's still sold really well off the Star Wars name, but I think the backlash from it actually reached the public a little more than it's not in the echo chamber of video game nerdery. I think it seems like it's gone past that, and I've talked to people. I worked at, they're playing the game and they're complaining about the loot boxes and all that shit. But yeah, that's kind of a crazy list there. Yeah, it's cool to see though. Once again, Nintendo has 3 games in the top 10 for selling games of the year. Who would have thought that? Even with the Switch coming out, that we'd see 1 game, let alone 3. So yeah, that's cool. Moving on though to other bit of news here. So this is all rumors, but sounds like there is a Microsoft is bringing back the Fable franchise, or at least trying to. So the Forza Horizon people, Playground Games, they've been working on a new project. It was something different. They're calling it Project 2. That's the code name for it right now. It came out that they're hiring people for to work on an open world action RPG game, and they've been hiring for it as of late. And I actually found I found a thing that was an article here is going over a lot of the big names they've hired. So they got Sean Eistein, who previously worked on Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Metal Gear Solid 5. They have a guy named Will Kennedy from Rockstar. He worked on GTA 5. They have Juan Fernandez. He actually came from Ninja Theory. He was a senior designer there for Hellblade. I love that game. And they actually hired a bunch of other people. But pretty much all these people they've hired are people coming from open world backgrounds or and more story driven backgrounds.
Interesting.
So yeah, so a lot of it, I don't think it's ever came out and they've actually ever admitted to this is what's happening. We know that they have admitted there's a second project they're working on. And leaks of it started to come out, I guess, earlier last year. I didn't hear about any of these though. But a lot of this is Microsoft's doing. I guess they what did this was they saw how well Horizon did.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn sold over 3.5 million copies, and that's numbers back from last June. So just a few months after it came out. So obviously it's gone up quite a bit probably since then. But it just kind of Microsoft now kind of wants their own big open world action RPG game, and it sounds like the Fable is they're going to try to revive Fable, excuse me, and use that as kind of the catalyst. And obviously there's already a pretty decent sized following behind it. I'm kind of curious to see if there's still a little bit left in that in the name of that though. But actually, one of the co-creators of Fable, Simon Carter, he actually worked for Lionhead Studios, and I think we talked about it. I think it was last year or end of 2016 when they actually closed Lionheads, and they were actually working on Fable Legends. It was that weird
Connect 4v1 game, was it?
No, well there was a Connect game before that.
Oh, that's right.
And it was that Fable Legends game, and the game was in like alpha and beta forever, but it was like a 4v1 type of game, like kind of like Dead by Daylight. Yeah. And there was 4 people against 1, and trying to take the one down. But Simon Carter actually kind of came out and said he has mixed feelings about the reported revival, saying it's great for the UK games industry and very pleasing that Fable isn't dead. He added, on the other hand, it's a little curious to get rid of the team that is a uniquely expert in making Fable and then try to make Fable. Fable is a weird game and a tough one to deconstruct for a new team. That said, the team in question is very talented, and I'm sure they'll do a fantastic job. So, a pretty good point there, I think. And it's like, hey, we wanted to keep making Fable games, but you guys made us do this thing, and then you closed us because people didn't want that. So you're out of jobs now. We fucked up. So, I don't know. I mean, were you ever a Fable guy? Like, did you enjoy any of those games or play any?
Not like a hardcore Fable fan, but I did play through and beat Fable 2. That was back in the day on the 360. I own Fable: The Lost Chapters on Steam, but I have not attempted to play it. Never tried Fable 3. So you may say I'm pretty much like a light Fable fan, but at the same point, I look at this news and this like supposed rumors of a Fable revival, and like thinking to myself, it's like, there was obviously some sort of a reason why Microsoft to begin with wanted to disable Lionhead Studios and just disband a lot of the workers there. So they looked upon the success of Forza Horizon games and stuff, and how their open world stuff is sort of like very immersive, very kind of attractive to people in terms of like exploration, like content and stuff. Having personally played through Forza Horizon, Forza Horizon 2, I think it was. Yeah, Forza Horizon 2 on the Xbox One a few years ago. I can attest that the open world aspect of that game was very addicting because you could go through, you could basically do like what you could do in, say, of a Burnout Paradise, where it's like you could go through and race particular cars and stuff, earn different vehicles, then like you could beat friends like different time trials and stuff, and everything else looks so crisp and so beautiful. So just having that development studio for Forza Horizon and then go forth and do like a Fable game, in and of itself, I think is an interesting move. They certainly are trying to pack on a lot of the industry veterans, like not just industry veterans, but people with credentials of making good games, and to try to spark some life into a pretty much dead franchise at this moment in time. It's like what you said before. It's like they pretty much like disbanded Lionhead Studios and stuff. The team that obviously wanted to make more Fable games, but I guess what it just comes down to is just Microsoft wanted to try to do a fresh take with fresh people instead of like the previous development team and stuff, which probably in their eyes probably developed in sort of a rut after not just the Kinect game, but also for this sort of like Fable Legends game that was eventually canceled, the whole 4v1 aspect. So it's like, I'm excited to see what's going to come of this if they finally do show off some gameplay of it. But I'm kind of holding it with a grain of salt because here's the thing. There has not been, in my honest opinion, a honest-to-goodness fun Fable game since, like... some people think the original Fable. I think Fable 2 was alright, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually... I played through Fable 2 and 3.
Yeah.
I dabbled a little bit in Fable, but that was I didn't have the Xbox very long, so I didn't get a chance to play it really too much. But I really liked Fable 2. I thought it was a really cool game, especially back then. I think it was 2008 it came out. That for me was one of the first games I ever played like that, where it was kind of open world environment, and to that extent, you know, nowadays we probably laugh at that out to what that is to what we get now, but back then that was incredible. This world that they built and how open it was, and how you can have like 30 wives, and you can have all these children, and you have a dog. The dog part was pretty cool. But you can just walk around, like, it felt like everything you did mattered, like the tiniest little stupid things.
Right.
And it was just a stupid, dumb game. You can just do dumb things and walk around with chickens and fart on people and do dumb. It was just everything you did was just a lighthearted, but sometimes dark and serious kind of game. But for the most part, you can just make it as fun and dumb as you want it to be, and it was really cool. And I liked it a lot. And then Fable 3 came out, and it's just like they like casualized it. They made it so the combat became so boring when it was the 3-button. It was just came it was just 3 buttons. Like here's attack, here's shoot, and there's melee, and it was just everything about the control scheme was casualized. How to the world just became so simplistic. Where it's like was like Fable 2 too deep for some people. So like, ooh, we gotta make this a lot easier for people to jump into and make it a little more friendlier to casual fans. I don't know what it was, but when I went and played that game, it was just like everything about this was not. I mean, in the end, like a lot of the mechanics and a lot of things about it were the world was the same, but they it was a huge disappointment to me. It was one of the biggest disappointments of the year for me. One of the biggest disappointments of the generation, because after coming off of Fable 2 and loving it and getting this game, I was just like, oh, this game's not very good. Or it's just, no, it's not very good. It's just not fun. And then we had the Kinect game, and then they had, obviously Fable Legends. I think there was another game in there somewhere too. Oh, there was that weird Xbox Live Arcade game. I can't remember what it's called.
I don't understand. I don't like.
But it was
it either.
Then there was a mobile game. It's just Microsoft just kind of ran it into the ground.
Yeah,
Microsoft has it tends to do that with some of their. Obviously, we're on like our 11 or 12 Forza game at this point. Halo, they kind of ran Halo into the ground to a point where
I
think we got like
hardly anybody's excited about a new Halo coming out anymore, because it's like how like gosh, just how burnt out, not just like burnt out, but there's other options that do better than, say, Halo. I mean, Call of Duty took that guard off of Halo a long time ago after, like, actually, now that I think about it, the last time that Halo was actually relevant inside the gaming space was at the launch of Halo 3. And then all of a sudden it just went downhill because Call of Duty, Activision with Call of Duty rose up. EA tried to do their Battlefield stuff as well, and that got more popular. And now, like, Halo in and of itself is trying to struggle with this second trilogy without Bungie and stuff like that. And now the final game in that thing, I'm not sure if it's going to come out or even be announced like this year or possibly next year. I don't know. I have no idea what Microsoft's doing with that franchise at this point.
Yeah, and outside of Forza Horizon, they really don't have a stable franchise at this point. Look, like I was saying with Halo, it's like, that's a good point. Like, Halo 3 was like that. I remember working at a game store and being online, being a social gamer, and it was like a fucking event.
It was.
it was like, and I kind of miss that because I don't feel like there's so many big games that come out nowadays, and kind of the ones that were events like Call of Duty is not really that big of a. It's still a big deal, but it's not as big of a deal as it once was.
It's now the social norm.
Yeah, but I remember, oh man, I missed that where it was just like when a game would come out and it was like almost like the entire like video game world just like shut down or something.
Exactly.
It was like a small town in Texas, and it was Friday night, and like the football, like the local high school football team is about to play, so everybody's there. That's where everybody, like all the stores are closed, everybody's closed, we're all there, and yeah, I mean it's yeah, I mean Halo Reach had some, I think
there were some good moments in Halo Reach. There were some. Good moments.
But going into it though, I think there was some excitement for it. And Halo 4, like what's 343 gonna do with this? How they gonna bring it? What they can do is now Bungie's not doing it. I think there's some excitement for that, but since then, obviously, I think like Halo Wars 2, that came out last February, didn't even sell 500,000 copies, and it's on PC and Xbox One. So, but anyways, Fable. I am optimistic because somebody that liked Fable, it'd be nice to see. I actually know what I mean. I don't know if what would this game be? Like what Simon was saying, that like it's a uniquely expert game. It's just an odd, weird game. Like no other game did Fable like Fable did. Like there's so many. They had so many of their own things they did that was really cool and really fun and quirky. That I don't know if anybody else would be able to redo that. Like I almost feel like this would be its own. This would be its own type of thing, which I'm fine with. I don't know. I mean, I'd be cool to see Microsoft. I would almost prefer they just don't use the Fable name at all. Like I almost wonder if it would harm this game more than it would help it. And yeah, I think it would be cool. I just make your own fucking franchise. Like make a new franchise. It's like when's the last time they've had a smash hit new franchise? They've tried obviously with Quantic Dreams. I liked it a lot, but I don't think we're gonna get a second one of those.
God, they tried Titanfall and that kind of fell to the ground, didn't it?
Well, they had the exclusive for the first game, but no one really kind of cared for it all that much, or they fell off really quickly. And then Titanfall 2 came out and it was way better. So, yeah, I don't know what. I just think that it would be better for them to just. I mean, obviously, this is all rumor, but I hope it's not the Fable name. I don't want to see Fable back. I don't know what I want actually with Fable. Maybe it's better dead. I don't know, but yeah, just let it be its own thing. I guess it would be cool to see that this is just one more franchise they can add, because God knows at this point, Xbox, Microsoft needs their own exclusives. When you look at all these new exclusives that Nintendo has, or all these new exclusives that PlayStation has, they've added this generation, and you got Nintendo knocking out of the park with all these, all their key franchises, and then they're doing these weird spin-offs with their franchises and doing things they've done before, and they've created a couple new ones with Splatoon and ARMS, but yeah, it just feels like Microsoft at the beginning of the generation, last generation, created all these cool things, and they just kind of, 15 years in, we're still seeing just more of those things. But speaking of, I want Gears 5, please. Give me Gears 5. But moving on to our final topic of the day, and probably the biggest news of the week, Nintendo Labo is what it's called. It is a cardboard accessory thingamajiggy for
it basically feels like
Switch.
It basically looks like a hobby set. It looks like a cardboard hobby set or something that you would find like inside of a stationery store or some place that sells like a vast amount of like projects and knit things and all the other stuff.
Yeah. But they released a video. It kind of came out like, I think it was Wednesday morning. Came out with a pop up saying a new way to experience gaming or play games for kids and adults that are kids or whatever. And video came out. It's like 5 minutes long, I think, and not even. And it was just showed this cardboard and people were putting together. There's like rubber bands and stuff like that. and they're showing different ways you can play the Switch. Where like you can build this piano, and it actually has like 13 working keys, and you put the Joy-Cons in there, and I guess with the infrared camera in the or lens or whatever in the Switch, when you hit the keys on the piano, it can tell the Joy-Cons can tell what keys you're hitting, so it sounds like you're playing piano. They also had a motorcycle where you basically they have like you do like the handles on a motorcycle, and you could tilt it like you're in like steer like a real motorcycle. Excuse me, like a real motorcycle, and you can build a foot pedal. There's a fishing rod where you can actually extend out the fishing rod, and you can play a fishing game. There's a robot kit where it has a big backpack, and it has you have two arms actually, and you control them with swinging your arms around, and you actually have like the Switch and like a visor, almost like a VR kind of way, where the Switch is directly in front, like on a headset in front of your face, and you're actually like swinging your arms around, and it looks like that Project Giant Robot game, or Project, what was that game called? Was that Project Giant Robot? Yeah, that weird game from the E3 a few years ago that just kind of basically came out later and said it was canceled. Looks like it's being repurposed for that, and the robot kit thing, like so. And there was a few other ones like had like a camera mode, which if fucking Pokemon Snap comes with that fucking game with that camera thing, I'm in. And then there's like a bazooka one. There's a bunch of other ones too, but kind of the key thing is you actually build it. Some of these they're saying that the piano one takes about 2 hours to make. The pricing model is $70 for the variety kit. That has like the motorcycle, the piano, the fishing rod, pretty much everything I said. But the robot kit, which is actually like it has, like I said, it's a whole working backpack with the arms and the visor. That one is $80, and they both come with physical copies of Switch games containing Labo games and other software. So these, there's also like some $10 customizable kits you can buy with you can do for like making and personalizing it. You can draw on it, do different color schemes, whatever you want to do. So Gables, I've been like ever since I saw this thing, I've been trying to form an opinion, and I don't think I have one. Like, do you have an opinion on this?
Oh,
I know we're supposed to usually have like an opinion and like how this. Oh, yeah, I don't like this, but maybe this. I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
To be perfectly honest with you, this is definitely a bizarre move by Nintendo in and of itself. And at the same time, it's also a very classic Nintendo move, where they come out of nowhere and introduce a new project or a new thing that totally takes people by surprise. This Project Labo thing, this is no exception. I think for what they are trying to go for right here is trying to create another alternative type of things that's going to convince like more people that don't want to try out this crazy device and stuff. At first glance, though, it kind of looks just like a basic sort of like a toy model set, basically, for cardboard stuff. You can have your Switch in and this and that and stuff. I feel the price point is pretty expensive, especially what they're doing, and the material itself is cardboard, which you could easily go forth and fucking destroy cardboard if you're not careful.
Yeah. Apparently I think I heard it's supposed to be like pretty like more durable than like regular cardboard. So
yeah, well, there are cases where like I've come across boxes and stuff like that are pretty strong, but anyway, at the point, my personal opinion upon the thing of itself, it's pretty creative what they're trying to do for their product, but at the same time, I have absolutely no interest inside Project Labo. And that's not because of like the creative concepts or the whole thing. It's just in and of itself, I kind of feel the project and the thing of itself is dumb. Not like
sorry, go ahead.
I feel the project in and of itself is dumb because in and of itself, you're basically spending $60 to $80 on pieces of cardboard, creating a little bit of a model in order to enjoy, like a 5, maybe 20-minute type of gaming experience and stuff where you're going around just like with your Joy-Cons and your Switch. Oh, especially if you have your Switch over your eyes or something like that and you're playing in the living room. Could you see the potential accidents that's going to happen if people construct their Labo experiments, try to update, videotape themselves, or not videotape, but record themselves playing this game, and all of a sudden they fall face first on their Switch, But
yeah, poor Switch.
It honestly, for that same price point, I could easily go out and just get other types of experiences for the Switch. I recognize that this is a project and this is something that does not even target me at all. It's not that I'm not a child at heart, because I sort of am. But, in and of itself, I would much rather be playing the experience of the typical classic, the typical games and stuff that we are used to be playing. Like, say, a Mario Odyssey or a Zelda or something like that. I don't want a sideways diversion or something from something that's going to drift away or something. I mean, hey, Project Labo could be pretty interesting to try out. I mean, I do see this thing selling out almost immediately at launch, because we've seen records over the past couple of years that if Nintendo puts out a specific niche of a product, people are going to buy it up and really sell it online.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So now, instead of say NES Classics or Super Nintendo Classics or Switches or Mario Serial, it's going to be fucking cardboard projects.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think, Tyler?
Man. Yeah. Obviously we're not target audience for this, but I'm not trying to be shallow here, but it's fucking cardboard, man. It's cardboard. And they're charging $70 for this.
$70.
I know there's strings in there, and there's a Switch game in there. But what are these games? I want to what are I know maybe I shouldn't be throwing too much shade because I bought the VR and I got a lot of money invested in that VR. And there's a lot of just tech demos at this point. And this is obviously a lot cheaper to get into, but it's fucking cardboard. I can't get past it.
You want to simulate the friggin' Nintendo Labo experience? Why don't you get yourself one of those fucking Gear VR type of cardboard stuff that you construct to put on your face?
True. This is the Google Cardboard, the Google Cardboard shit, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. I don't think I hate it. I can't wrap my mind around it.
I kind of understand what you're thinking too. I'm the same pathway as well, where it's I understand the concept. I'm laughing at the thought that people are going to be paying $70, $80 for cardboard, but at the
in the world of Amazon, where we get shit shipped to us every other day, there's we get cardboard shipped to us, boxes every day.
Yep.
And now we're just gonna get now we're just getting a box full of cardboard shipped to us. I don't know. Maybe, like you said, we don't have kids. Justin's really excited about it.
I'm not surprised. I mean, look what he has. He has 2 kids of his own. It's probably going to be a good family project for them to go through and construct, and they're probably going to have a lot of fun for that. That's the type of market Nintendo, I feel, is aiming towards. It's nothing for, say, you and I, who are very much, independent and pretty much go after the type of gaming experiences we want to. Plus, it's... yeah.
I feel like Justin's going to play this more than his kids will. Just want to point that out there right now. I'm going to back away from the mic now. But, I don't know. I mean, I get, obviously he has kids and all that. I guess I just want to know more about it than a 4-minute video and a few little things coming out after the fact. They said this isn't their attempt at VR. I want to know. I want to know more about it. This stuff isn't cheap. I mean, it's not incredibly expensive, but for what it is, it's not incredibly cheap either.
This reminds me of past Nintendo projects in terms of accessories for their systems in the past, most predominantly from the NES days.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, like Nintendo loves selling accessories.
Yep.
Like that. I swear to God, they must like make the majority of the money off accessories.
Let's not forget they put out on the Super Nintendo a Super Scope, which had some games supported to it, but the damn thing took like about 6 AA batteries and like died after about a couple hours.
Yeah, I had one of those. It was dumb. I had that. All I had was that for that stupid Yoshi game.
Yep, Yoshi Safari.
Yeah, that game sucked. And then there's the Power Glove.
Oh yeah, Power Glove, where it only worked on specific like type of games while inputting like specific codes for the games and stuff, so they would work better. Yeah. And then anything that worked on that damn like Power Glove was the freaking D-pad and the buttons.
Yeah, the 64 DD. You know. Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm still trying to form an opinion. Like trying to. Like, think of something concrete, and I just got nothing. I told Justin, I have not been like this perplexed since Trump won the election. Like, what? Really? What? Okay. All right. Okay.
Well, personally, with me, it was Wii Music. That was the last one that perplexed me.
Yeah. That was a weird one. It really was. The Wii U, actually, that whole E3 press conference when they announced the Wii U was pretty bad too.
That's pretty funny too.
And those E3s when they just showed stock prices, that was pretty fun. That was my favorite reveal was the chart going up.
Chart going up, then all of a sudden it's like they freaking like ended their presentation with these like computer enemy like just like firecracker like fireworks show with Reggie standing on the stage.
Reggie, he's a weird motherfucker.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, man, it's goddamn cardboard, and I kind of like, I'm not hating it. I just want more details about it, I guess. Like I need a direct on it or something. I don't know, man. I need more on this. Apparently, it's coming out on 4/20, April 20th. Makes sense, I guess. Get high and play with cardboard. I guess that's what we're doing.
I can imagine people doing just that. Oh, the state of Washington was down today as people lined up to play Project Labo as they're smoking the marijuana. And then they have the footage, and all of a sudden you just have a couple tokers or something like that at the Labo on their face or switch on their eyes. It's like, hey, man, I can actually touch the sky.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing fucking Project Robot. So yeah, I'm curious just what the games are, honestly, more than anything. Like, if there's some cool stuff coming out, maybe like potentially there's some, like looking at potentially there could be a lot of cool stuff coming out of this. You know, maybe some. I do see maybe some VR into this, where like right now it comes with a bunch of tech demos, but down the line maybe we're gonna see some slightly bigger stuff. Maybe some like downloadable shit or some $20 games here and there or whatever. So if this, I think this thing's initially is gonna be very successful. I just kind of wonder what the long term is, and like, what if like this thing's built for kids, but kids are clumsy. What if they fall on the cardboard and they break the card, they smash it? Like I imagine this. I know it's supposed to be more durable than regular cardboard, but it's still
fucking cardboard.
It's still
you get it wet. It's ruined.
It's cardboard. Yeah, if a kid spills his apple juice on it,
if a kid sneezes in it, or
it,
the key accidentally pisses on it, you know, it's like
yeah. There's a lot of variables here, man. I'm not a big fan of all these variables. I don't like variables.
In the bathtub.
Yeah, one of these asshole kids decides to throw in the bathtub.
Look, I'm playing Magic Lava. Oh, the switch fell out. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just kind of curious when people get their hands on it. I want to hear more about that when some of like Giant Bomb, IGN, GameSpot.
Oh, that would be funny as hell seeing like Jeff Gertzman with that damn Labo thing on his face going around. Like, what?
That needs to be like the new Rodeo thing where they play like VR games like once a month. I just want Nintendo Labo. We're going Wacko for Labo. So yeah. I don't, man. I feel like we're like just throwing shit at the wall at this point and seeing what sticks with this. So I don't know. I'm curious. Like, Nintendo's been riding this high, late, obviously since
they can afford to try an experiment like Labo.
Yeah, they've been riding a high, and they're gonna ride all the way to 420 with Nintendo Labo. So Who knows? This could be like we were talking about, I think last week, a couple weeks ago, whatever it was, about positive press and positive things coming from Nintendo. Yeah. This could be one more big hit for them, or I wouldn't be surprised a year from now. This is something like when we're talking about like worst gaming moment is like remember Nintendo Labo? That was a thing at the end of the year, or like that. Remember that was dumb. I feel like that this could be big, or this. I feel like there's no in between. It's either gotta be like a bit like a next like one of the next big things, or it's gonna be just another stupid accessory that people lost their minds over. So and then ended up being nothing, like the Kinect or the Move, things like that. The Wii. So yeah, Nintendo Labo. It's fucking cardboard. That should be the slogan. It's fucking cardboard.
We at Nintendo would like to extend our new product line, Nintendo Labo. It's just fucking cardboard.
What if they didn't even like put it in an actual box? Like it was just the cardboard was the box.
And you open the cardboard box and there's the game inside of it. And all of a sudden you gotta deconstruct the box in order to make another box.
To build the box, yeah. This is great.
I love what you're thinking.
You get yeah, that would be great. And you just you get it and you're like, what's in the box? And you open it up and it's just it's like the game. Oh, that'd be great. I'm in for that. Honestly, I'd buy one just for that moment. I'm not gonna buy the $80 robot kit. That's stupid.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna buy the variety kit if anything. It's still $70.
Oh god, now the freaking mystery and perplexity is gonna force you to buy one of these stupid things.
Yeah. Dude, I kinda want Nintendo to like go like kind of like like the Loot Crate shit every week. Like I get every month I get Louis the Bark box every month. I want like one of the give me like a Nintendo Labo box.
The Labo
where
box.
It's just every month they ship you a random Labo box and it's just got a random here's a random thing you can build with a random game.
I can see the first Labo box monthly or something. You open the box, it's like, hey, look at this! I got another Mario pair of underwear. I'm gonna add this to the drawer.
Yeah, and then after you take all the stuff out of it, then you fucking build I don't know, a bird out of it. Like, that's one of the things you can do. You can build a fucking bird out of it. Like, am I gonna build a giraffe? I don't know.
This is what I pay $80 for, to build a cardboard bird.
Yeah. Man, honestly, I like our ideas better.
Oh my god.
We should make our own. I'm gonna call it Drunk Nerds Gabo. That's what we're gonna call it. That's Project Gabo for you. We figured it out what it is.
Oh my gosh, we've had references to say like Kerbo First Blood and stuff like that in the past episodes.
Oh yeah.
But now it's like it's like Project Gabo. It's like it's just fucking cardboard.
Ship you a random it's a random. Fucking,
of course,
like in the box.
Of course, if it was our cardboard box and something we were charging money for or something like that, we would include like a free little trinket or something like that. Now, if you order now from drunk-nerds.com, you get your Project Gabo lunchbox right here. You got to deconstruct the box in order to go ahead and construct the canteen that's inside of it. Oh, what's the mystery drink this week, Billy? Oh, it tastes like beer. It's like, nope, that's just the tears of the loneliness.
Is it a sour or is it an IPA? What's the one you'll never know?
The kid takes a drink. It's like, it's an IPA.
Obviously, Tyler put this one together. It's another fucking double IPA. Oh man, you know what? I think we should just work for Nintendo. They should throw their ideas at us, give us an hour to talk about it, and we'll just make it better. We keep making the money, but they don't listen.
Then they subsequently just kick us out of the door as soon as the meeting starts.
We're going to have to go up to Redmond and pitch some ideas. I'm going to have to go back and listen to some old shows and hey, I made all these ideas. We thought of these ideas on the fly. How come you didn't think of these? These are way better. Like that Pokemon movie directed by Michael Bay. I'm still just a reenactment of Armageddon with Pokemon.
Oh no,
I'm in for that. So yeah, fucking make that happen too while you're at it. And we know what? Make the Pokemon art movie directed by Michael Bay, but a reenactment of Armageddon, but when instead of animation, you use leftover Labo boxes no one buys. You construct them all out of that.
Oh my god, That would be Freaking crazy. Just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Fucking Michael Bay directing cardboard boxes, and all of a sudden the explosions happen.
That'd be great. That'd be great. It's just like randomly, like, spontaneously catches on fire
From them.
And then you read a news report about how they did like a scene where like they caught one of the things on like Charmander like his cardboard tail actually caught the entire thing on fire and burned himself.
From the hit movie Transformers, director Michael Bay, in collaboration with the man that created Armageddon, has teamed with Nintendo to bring out for you Armageddon Labo. Pokemon Edition. And all of a sudden you just see Pikachu just come out in the cardboard box and stuff like that. Try to face off against a freaking Jigglypuff, and all of a sudden just explosions everywhere.
Random product placement. It's like Nurse Joy walking around with like a Mountain Dew in her hand for no reason.
I do Labo, I get a free drink. It's an IPA.
Yeah. Pikachu is walking around with a random drunk Dasher's loot box. Oh, that'd be great. Oh man. Oh fuck. We've always talked about Labo for too long. But honestly, I'm way more excited about what we said than what Nintendo said.
I agree.
So, boy, Wacko for Labo. I don't know if I told you. I watched that Pokemon I Choose You movie.
Really?
Yeah. It's not bad.
Really?
It wasn't bad. Yeah, I rented it. It was like $4.
Okay.
It's worth the watch for someone that hasn't really actually watched Pokemon in like 15 years.
Huh.
It was cool to see. It's like a reimagining like the first like handful of episodes. But yeah, it was actually not bad. For a Cartoon Network movie, for a TV show for kids, not bad. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's gonna wrap up the show, Gables. Yeah, fucking. We somehow killed 30 minutes talking about fucking cardboard.
Do wonders never cease.
Yes, we are fucking musicians, man. I mean, magicians. I can't talk anymore. Fucking cardboard. But yeah, thanks for listening. I guess, guys. Is that our show?
That's basically our show.
That is our show. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Man, woo, I am fucking tired. So yeah, thanks for listening though. If you guys want to hear more from us, we have a Facebook page and group, Drunk Dashers Podcast. Like and join us on there. On Twitter, it is at Drunk Nerds Pod. Follow us on there. On YouTube, Drunk Nerds. Subscribe. Podcast goes up there. Give us a big old like on the video, and like I said, subscribe. On Twitch, twitch.tv/Drunk Nerds Podcast. Also, twitch.tv/Colonel Gables. Yep. Follow us on there. Send friend requests on both of those, please. And share those out to people. We really greatly appreciate it. And also, obviously, on iTunes as well. Drunk Dashers Podcast. Subscribe to us. Leave us a 5-star review. Leave a nice little comment. Also, greatly appreciate that. Want to thank you guys for listening. I was your host. I was Tyler,
and I have been Colonel Gables. So until next week, everyone, play yourself something great and enjoy yourself. Crack something open and listen to Drunk Dash Nerds.
And don't spend $70 on cardboard.
That too. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Excuse me. Few too many beers there. Anyways, we're on iTunes now, so go on there, check us out, and if you like us, leave us a review, and we'll even shout you out. And Jack will send you his credit card number.